What's up, everybody? Tyler here with Wealth Outdoors. Got a little something special today. Also, long time no see. Haven't made a video in, I don't know, a year, 2 years? I don't know. But anyway, have the new Ford Ranger with me. Purchased a bed rack for it that I'm kind of finding. I don't really know what the name of it is. Allied Expedition, maybe. AFN's another one that's pretty common. And then the box say AAC on them right there. Putting that on the truck just so I can rig up some other accessories for it, and there's a big exciting box in the garage for an upcoming camping trip that I'm sure a lot of you can guess what it would be. So this video is just going to kind of be me unboxing it, kind of seeing what's everything that's in there, and then from there a little bit of an install, tear down on some stuff, and checking it out and telling you what I think. So without further ado, let's get into this unboxing here and see how it looks. Alright, so it comes in different boxes. I don't know what they work, but we will figure it out. Alright, good box number one. 4-piece. Don't matter. So 4-piece though. So. Nice and heavy. 8 pieces there. Set the box here. This box is going to be the side panel pieces for it. Leave them out. There's accessories too, as well as 10 bars as well. If you order one, be careful ordering one. It's not everyone sells cool pieces with the rest of the rack, so you order one, put it in the mail. Not much stuff, just get rack. It's going to take me all night to play. So this box should be main bars. There we go. Yep, these are all main bars. Alright, so to start this off, I'm going to take the bed cover that I've got on the... Oh, where's the truck? There it is. I'm going to take this bed cover off. There's about a 100% chance that it's not going to fit with the bed rack, but kind of knew that going into it. It is a cheaper tonneau cover. Bought it off Amazon, like 180 bucks. Works great, honestly, for what I paid. And so I can kind of... I'll link it down below in case someone's looking for one. But it's, the brand is Oedro, well, I don't know. Oh, Amazon, cheapo. So we'll pop that off real quick, and then from there I can start trying to assemble this rack and get it on the truck. So let's go. So got the corners out right there. That box has the poles. Obviously, kind of looking at the picture, you're gonna have your long poles, and short ones there. Massive bag hardware, and then these are the clamps that are gonna secure it to the bed of the truck, hopefully. And then, yeah, random picture of everything that should be in here, hopefully. So cool. Keep going on it. I do like that these are like full-on thick pieces of, not just hollow tube. It's a little sturdier than I thought it was even going to be. Alrighty, so I've got all of the poles out of there, the base pieces, nice thick looking pieces there. Should be able to start attaching everything together. Tyler from the future here. For this project, a few things you're going to need for sure. 13mm socket. You're going to need a 5mm Allen socket, 13mm wrench, some Loctite. I put it on some of the stuff. Doesn't necessarily need it. Doesn't call for it anywhere, but for my own sanity, I put it on there. Micro adjustment bar, and if you have a power ratchet, it's going to save you a ton of time. If you're just using a standard ratchet, you've got way more time than I do. So highly recommend that if you don't have one. If you do, fantastic. Bit gun and everything will work too. Pocket knife, huge deal there. Probably do it the day before trash day. My trash day is tomorrow, so luckily all that's going to go away and not hang out and take up my entire trash can. Recycle what you can. If you can, that'd be great. But yeah, back to the video. Alright, so I loosely got the cage put together. I did throw a little bit of blue Loctite on each one of the little screws. They don't really give you instructions, but it's the Allen head bolts that go into the tubing part of it. I did leave them all kind of loose, so that way once I set it on the truck, I don't have to loosen a bunch of things up, and I can kind of get it situated that way. So far, it looks pretty good. Feels pretty stable. It's actually a little bit heavier than I thought it was going to be, but that's not a problem. Yeah, see if we can get it up on the truck. Attracted my wonderful fiance / assistant. Put this up there. Perfect. You think? Alright. Kind of basic first look of what it's gonna. You see, this is kind of why I say to leave it loose, because it's not quite sitting flush or level on it. So you can take some of these bolts, kind of shimmy it, and then it'll sit flat. Alright, so you kind of gotta have a vivid imagination with this one. The instructions are pretty basic, but I'm trying to install these tie down bars that they put on there, and it looks like, if you see here, whoop, the rounded end, so this end goes towards the front of the truck, that front loop there. So hopefully that's the way it's supposed to go, because that's how I'm putting it on there. And then I think after that, probably tie it down, and then there's the hardware here for the tie down. So let's give that a shot. Alrighty, so there's those tie down bars, a couple holes there and there to run those. There's also some to bolt them down through there, but I'm not sure how exactly that would work, unless you're actually drilling through the bed of your truck, but I don't think I'm going to do that. So perfect, let's get to installing the rest of that. Alrighty, so got it mounted to the truck, load bars bolted in, strapped down. There wasn't super clear on what to use, so I've got a small washer there, big washer on the inside, and then these are pretty self-explanatory, I feel. Kind of hook under the lip here. I'm not sure I really love how that fits, but I mean, can move the whole truck with it, so should be on there pretty good. Everything else looking pretty good on there. I am curious, I do live in Iowa, so we get nice salt and brine all over the roads during the winter, and I am really curious if this hardware is gonna rust like a lot of them do. Got the old Adventure Tiguan here, but yeah, just hardware kind of starts to rust on those, so I'm hoping it doesn't on this. That'd be a pain having to swap that out, but we'll see. There'll be a update video in the future for sure on that one. So next up, looks like this pile of mess here. You can tell they packaging doesn't really care about the environment, but at least it's not all scuffed up. Crossbars for the tent there. That's the upper pieces, more of the upper pieces that'll go across there, so we can hook it all together and move on to the next stop. So see what we do next here. Alrighty, so I think I've got, well, there's two long pieces up top that I don't have unboxed yet, but here's the side panels. This is the top high tent bar, so this one sits up above, where you can get the low one where it sits right in line with the rack there, but this is going to be the tall one. It'll look like that when it's on there. I did notice there's a little bit of like rusty corrosion in there, and not huge fan of that, but hopefully it doesn't continue spread or affect anything. I might throw some rust stop or something in there. Everyone say hi to Charles. Yeah, should be good. And then yeah, here's gonna be those top bars that I was talking about that'll mount there. So yeah, these ones should sit kind of like so, and then the top bars will mount up there. But yeah, kind of a view what that'll look like. I'll obviously want to get them spaced out so they're even, or it's going to drive me nuts. I'm already noticing that the upper part of the cage up there isn't level with the roof of the truck. Don't know how I would solve that. That just looks like a bend issue in that pipe, but not too big of a deal. It just drives my DD a little bit nuts. But yeah, get to putting those sidebars on. It's gonna look sweet. Okay, so side panels are on. I left them kind of loose so I can, well, that's not a good example, but I can move them around. Same kind of hardware as the rest of it. It's, I mean, really it's the same size hardware throughout the whole thing. And so now it's just putting these pieces up top there, so they're gonna sit up with that. I'm curious about this gap, but we'll see how that goes. So I'm assuming they're all gonna have it. Yep. So we'll see. Try and dig through these instructions and see how those are supposed to go. And because on here they look like they touch, but there's no way that gap's gonna work out. So yeah, but it is looking cool. Looks great on the truck. Probably one of my favorite looking racks as far as the kind of more overlandy equipment, utility based bed racks. But alright, so I got the upper pieces kind of hanging there, and like I was saying, there's a gap, but if you read the instructions in here somewhere, I don't know, in here somewhere it says that you want to have a gap on it so that the upper bar and the lower bar can clamp on kind of the rack bar there, just to help tighten it down. It does say that you will need to periodically check the tightness of the bolts, but I imagine I'll probably be doing that anyway. So here's kind of how that looks. Then these crossbars go on and they'll stick across the top there. And then on to the next piece. Lots of pieces, tons of hardware. Pretty simple though. It is a, you know what, actually I'm gonna put a future me video in the beginning of this that has the hardware sizes on it. But yep, that's what we're looking like right now. All right, it's up there. What do you think?
That's good.
It does bend. This bends. That makes me uncomfortable, but it says it's supposed to do that. And this is the tall tent bar, so it sits right in line with the roof. Looks pretty awesome. Perfect. Well, that about wraps it up. Any questions, put them down in the comments below. Other than that, it should look awesome. Stay tuned for the next video where I put what I'm going to put on top of there. I can imagine, you can imagine what's going up there. But thanks for watching, and see you next time.